Hey, it's Alberto Lombardi. I've got this cool guitar from Inia, and it promises to deliver sounds, even distortion and effects from the guitar itself. No amps, no pedals. Is it true? And how does it sound? Let's see. Well, what you heard has been entirely done with the guitar itself, without any amp or pedal or any other form of amplification. Basically, you're now hearing the guitar picked up by this microphone. It's not plugged anywhere, as you can see. There's no jack in the guitar. This by itself is really cool, and it sounds... Well, before I tell you what I think, let's see how this guitar works first. Inia Music is a company that specializes in two things: using carbon fiber to build acoustic and electric guitars and ukuleles, and having some sort of onboard amplification and processing system. This little electric gem is no different. It's all carbon fiber in one piece, so it's die-cast, and has a couple of ways to produce sound. It definitely can work as a traditional guitar, so you can plug it into an amp or a pedal board, and it sounds pretty good. It has Alnico 2 pickup at neck position, which is warmer and a little vintage sounding, and an Alnico 5 at the bridge, which has more punch. Let's plug it in. Sounds about right, and you have a three-way switch over here to select the pickups. You have a volume knob for the pickups that also act as a push-pull, so you can put the neck humbucker into parallels, and you can get a little bit of a Strat-like sound out of it. Check it out. But what's really the main feature of the instrument is when you press this button over here. Gets green, and also it makes a sound from the guitar. It has an internal speaker, you can see it here, and an internal effects processor. This means you can carry the guitar anywhere and play as if you had your amp and your pedal board, which is extremely cool. It's a 10-watt speaker, so it's decently loud, enough to play by yourself or say with an acoustic guitarist friend. Sometimes I'm on my couch and I don't want to grab a guitar, plug it into an amp, plug the pedals in. I just grab this, and maybe I can record a note on my phone right away or just practice a lick right away. Let's hear the preset sounds. As soon as you press the main button over here, you get first preset, which is a clean sound. With a little bit of reverb, and remember, it's picked up by this microphone, it's not plugged anywhere. Then I can change preset and go to the second one, which is a little bit crunchier. Third preset is even crunchier. Then I go to the last one, which is the lead one. Which is really cool because you have all the effects and all the distortion you want. And you can also customize all this preset with the cool app that is very easy to use. As you can see, as you surf through the presets, the color of the button changes, of the ring of the button. It's green, then it's blue, then it's cyan, and then it's purple. And it tells you on what type of preset you are. 1, 2, 3, 4. The button also serves as a global volume for the speaker, while the knob right here, this one, is just like a volume pod on a regular guitar. It adjusts the pickup output, so you can clean up a distorted sound, etc. Like this. Let's say you're on preset 2. You can make it cleaner, but also turn the volume up and down with this, the general master volume. And as I said, you can also program the 4 presets in these 4 locations and recall them, the presets that you choose for each location. You can recall it via this button. So it's like having a 4-button pedal board under your fingertips. In fact, you can also plug the guitar into a PA and use the internal effects system, or right into an amp and use only the effects without the amp emulation. You do all this customization with the app. By the way, if you want to get this guitar, you can use my link in the description that will give you an extra 15% discount. And that will also help the channel a little bit. So now, with the app, you can really program the guitar, like you would program a modeler, a guitar modeler. So I've got my phone, which I'm recording. I open the app and turn on the guitar, and I go to connect. You can see the guitars. I go to connect, and it finds the guitar right away, and I have the preset. Let me put the phone over here. We have, as you can see, 4 banks, which correspond to the 4 modes of the button, so green, and then overdrive, distortion, and high gain. And I can, inside each bank, change what preset I want, and the guitar will remember it. You can also edit the preset. You just go into edit. As you can see, you have the amp that you can select. You have 2 amps. One is the clean amp. Overdriven amp, you can tweak the bass and whatever. But you can also, let's go back to the clean, you can also tweak the sound with EQ. You can bypass it, you can turn it on, then you have modulation. Okay, then I can switch the modulation off. I have some noise reduction, which helps clean up the sound of the guitar and also avoids feedback when you have a lot of distortion. And then you have a nice delay. The last cool feature that I want to show you is the ability of using the internal speaker as a Bluetooth device for your phone. Just connect it and you can play whatever you want through the guitar and play on top of it, which is really cool. The guitar is actually playing the backing track from its internal speaker, and I can play on top of it. The fact that it's carbon fiber makes it very stable, so you can use it in very harsh conditions like humidity at the beach or something like that. The neck itself is interesting. They call it asymmetrical. It looks a bit thicker on the low strings and thinner on the highs. This makes grabbing chords and making bands pretty solid because of the thickness under the thumb. and actually still retaining a little bit of a faster approach on single lines, which you usually play on higher strings. It also has a 0 fret over here, which helps playability a little bit. As ports, you have a jack, a headphone jack, so you can just sit quietly on the sofa and play without disturbing anybody near you. There's also a USB-C plug that you use to charge the guitar because it needs to be charged, but you can also use it as a recording output of everything that is coming out of the speaker, and you can just plug it into an interface or your phone and record. So I was kind of skeptical at first because, you know, with the sound of the amp and the sound of distortion, I thought it would have been really tricky to reproduce it and make it credible, and this guitar achieves it actually pretty damn well. It's a very fun instrument, very easy to use and nice to play. The sounds are actually pretty impressive coming from this instrument itself, and there is a reasonable amount of tweaking and storage. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Ciao!